to be independent. And the individuals who work with him also demonstrated this independence and served Ghana, to the capacity that they could. And so you don't play with that. You don't take any such thing for granted. So when you are a government and you come in
Radio Gold
and you add a known party activist, a member of a political party, you appoint him to the commission, you are intentionally destroying the system. There's nothing like it has been there for a while. The commission has institutional memory and all. No. One individual in leadership position can mess up everything. And what happened in the United States after the elections of 2020 should be a lesson to all of us. They nearly went to war. The United States of America, they besieged the Capitol. They would not allow Joe Biden to be sworn in. They did that violently because the leader of the day called them to do that. Following elections, the leader would not accept the outcome. Then the supporters also followed suit. It nearly happened in the United States, the one of the oldest democracies in the world. Then nobody should take anything for granted. Fortunately or unfortunately, this is what has been visited on us. So the way I look at it, you see, someone is not satisfied with the messing up of the economy. Political scientists analyze state and its development generally from two angles: political development, economic development. So far, Ghana can only boast of political development, the stability from 1983 to date. As for the economy, as of today, we know where we are, a complete mess. And I think this is not enough. He is going forward to mess the political too. The only thing that we have which has served us, interestingly, Nanado's legacy is going to be something. So it is a very serious issue that we are confronted with. If the opposition, and in this case the NDC, allows itself to be affected psychologically by the presence of this man. And you see, one thing too with elections that we should speak about at this material moment is the fact that conducting election is a big challenge. In principle, no one gets it right, 100%. There are bound to be genuine mistakes that the Electoral Commission will commit, genuine mistakes, because of the volume of people deployed going about this electoral exercise, individual discretion, and stuff like that. There are bound to be genuine mistakes, some of which could be critical. And when it happens like that, and the opposition have issues going into the election with the Electoral Commission, then that is a whole challenge. And here, coming from the elections of 2020, there are issues that have not been resolved. Only yesterday, the EC, which to the best of my understanding behaved irrationally, is trying to impose this Ghana card on all of us, saying that, when they do the mop-up, it is going to be the sole document to establish Ghanaian identity. Meanwhile, we are not sure that everybody who needs his card is going to get it. Already, this is an issue which has not been resolved. So why add to, some of these feeding challenges? Why add to it? It is problematic.
So you see this because the president said, in fact, maybe he anticipated that these issues were going to be raised. That what is critical in elections is not those who collate the results, like those who count. Those are not important. The person who conducts the election is not important. What is important are those who cast their votes. So as long as the voters vote for you, there should be no questions about who occupies the office of the organizer. What do you say?
I don't know where that understanding comes from, the authority behind this statement from the president, and we know that the president is not an authority on democracy, on electoral issues. At best, he's a lawyer. So he's not the foremost person to lecture Ghanaians on what really matters. There's something we call the electoral process. It starts with the rules, the electoral laws. Every aspect of the electoral processes matter. Every little aspect. You don't get anything wrong as much as you can to the best of your ability. That is the easy. The rules start everything. The moment the actors have issues with the rules, forget it. All other things will not function properly. So in electoral governance, as much as possible, you go in for this generalized consensus among the parties going into the elections around the rules of the electoral game. You try to let them give you their understanding that, okay, we are satisfied with the rules you have put down. We have issues with this aspect of it. Can you do something about it? We have issues here. Can you do something about it? Now, that is the reason why the Commonwealth, a body that have been, witnessing our elections, and encourage Dr. Afarijan to establish this IPAC thing, so that you give the political parties room to examine your rules, your conduct, your everything, and engage you and let you know that we have issues here, we have issues there, and then you to react to them. So the first thing is to get this generalized understanding, some sort of consensus, some sort of around the rules generally. And then two, the officers you deploy. Several of them, they are not the first line officers. So over there, the EC will do its best to give them the training the EC can. And then that is where challenges could come from. Because some of these officers are definitely bound to be interested actors. Some of them might have their loyalty for one or another political party. So those of you up there, the first line officers, you should have there should be nothing said about you concerning your affiliation to any political party. The moment any little issue is raised, then you resign yourself on moral grounds. Then you resign yourself on moral grounds. So these are the principles that govern elections. Nonado doesn't know this. So we will not take lectures from him. He doesn't know this.
Someone who contested the presidency on a couple of occasions contested as
studied at the university. He has not studied these issues at any higher level of education. He has never done that. If he has, then prove me wrong.
He has not, but he has practical experience, does he not?
The practical experience doesn't teach you the principles. It doesn't teach you the principles. The principles have to be learned consciously. Practical experience doesn't teach you the principles. You will get some understanding of how the system functions. You can only relate to it. If that were so, then you'll be suggesting that even the teaching of politics in the university, should not be relevant. But then go to any first-class university on this planet. You teach political science. Why is that so?
Having said that, in fact, I was just reading two statements that both disagree with the appointments. In fact, they are taking issues with two appointments. One of the ladies who they say her mother is an executive of the New Patriotic Party, a diplomatic appointee of the president, and then the other man whose voice clip I was just playing, Dr. Peter Piahini. So the two of them, they are asking for a revocation of those appointments. Is that the way to go?
That is the way to go. They are interested actors. To the extent that they are direct beneficiaries of the current administration.
Ghana's gold.
It is simple and straight.
Gold.
The person who is the diplomat will want to keep, holding on to that position. If he is going to resign to take up the current position, he has benefited from that, from the presence of the current government. Naturally, he will want this government to continue to be in office. If there's anything he can do at any place to support this government hold on to political power, she will not hesitate. The same thing applies to the other gentlemen. The issue is that they are exposed. They are exposed. Actually, morally, they don't qualify to work at the EC. They don't. And this terribly exposes the president. We get some understanding of his real self relative to building Ghana as to building parochial interest. Party interest is parochial relative to that of Ghana. Personal, family, friends interest there parochial relative to the interest of Ghana. And you can see that increasingly, anytime another gets the opportunity, he doesn't waste time. He goes in that tangent. He's not really committed to the public good of Ghana. Ghanaians err terribly, in making that choice.
Ghanaians err terribly in choosing President Akufo-Addo. Terribly.
One crucial thing that enables individuals who really rise to that position to address themselves to the common good is their commitment to the people, their commitment to the state. Talking about the state, you are talking to the people, their welfare. If somebody is not committed, you don't need to ask him. You watch his actions and inactions critically, the decisions the person takes. If at the end of the day, these decisions go to serve, the good of the system, if decisions appear to address seething challenges in society with the hope of, if you like, opening up and creating opportunities for the people, you see it becomes evident. And it has been going on from the time he came into office. The people he has appointed, the way he has supervised over the management of Ghana's money, and now in the area of politics, once again, the people he is appointing. Was he not briefed about the background of these people? You would like me to take cognizance of the fact that he's been in politics for a long time. He's currently the president, and so he has knowledge of politics. These are basic things. Appointing individuals to serve on bodies that are supposed to be independent entities and that play such crucial role. Their actions and inactions can turn the whole country upside down. And you think that he will not receive the briefing that he needs. In spite of all this, he goes forward to appoint these two people to the EC. It exposes him big time, my brother. In political science, unlike the natural sciences, we don't conduct our tests in laboratories. Cases of this nature enable us to have the test we need done. And the outcome of this test is that the president failed 0 out of 10. He failed.
But President Akufo-Addo has a record. In fact, I was struggling to remember on any occasion where he's made an appointment when an issue has been raised and he's changed his mind. There are a lot of people who feel that you are pouring cold water on stone if you are trying to get President Akufo-Addo to reverse this. Are we wasting our time?
We are not. We are sounding the warnings to every Ghanaian. And this is a time for civil society activists to rise up. This is a time for various bodies, traditional leaders, religious leaders to rise up. If they don't know, we are telling them the time to rise up is now. The warning signs are on the wall, and we are all shouting it. Where Nanago is leading us to is dangerous. After messing up the economy, he's going to mess up our politics. In simple terms, the stability we have enjoyed. We don't have to take anything for granted. If there's anybody who matters, who has ever been bothered about the welfare of Ghana, one singular thing that has the potential to mess countries up is electoral malfeasance. One singular thing. And that is why, in the early days of independence, the early leaders of Africa argued strongly that our society had not been knit socially, ethnically, integration. We have not been properly integrated, and that Africa didn't need that type of competition associated with democracy at that time. At that time, that argument was justified. It was sound. Because we could easily go to war, go into these elections, and then it could easily turn into a civil war. Easily. We know of the elections in Kenya in 2007. We know. And here in Ghana, even in 2008, we nearly went there. Nobody should take anything for granted. There's nothing like the system is matured. I said in the United States in the year 2021, after the elections of 2020, we saw what happened. They are still grappling with aspects of it. Nobody. So this is the time to shout these things. So you people in the radios, do your best. Don't keep quiet. Invite those people who claim, to be interested in the affairs of Ghana and who, when NDC was in office, were heard loud and clear, challenging the actions and inactions of President Mahama especially. And what an irony. The same President Mahama is here with us, and also it is highly probable that he's going to compete. So where are those people? Where are those bodies? You know them. The media, call them, and then record their responses to your desire to include them, to give them the platform, to at least speak to Nanado. Somebody should do that. It is a Save Ghana exercise.
Doc, thank you very much for speaking to us.
You're most welcome.
Dr. Kwesi Amachi Boateng is political science lecturer at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, joining us.
Senator, you asked the question of Doc, if he thinks that the president can do something about it.
Yeah.
President Akufo-Addo will not do anything about this thing. No. It's not like he doesn't know what he was doing. He's so aware of what he's doing. But I think that all of us as Ghanaians who love this country, we must be concerned with the way President Akufo-Addo is going with the his appointments to the Electoral Commission. We have given him that backing, the power to appoint to officers. But there are institutions that are considered independent. And presidents before him have tried as much as they can to keep those institutions as neutral as they can be. What is wrong with our president? That he's decided that he's going to pack partisan people from his political party to the Electoral Commission. There can be talks of allegiance because he's the appointer, and people will say that, because President Akufo-Addo appointed this person, the person will work in his favor and all that. That is fair. Okay, people can make the argument. But when we run a background check on these people, they should not be seen as people who are having NPP party cards. They should not be partisan individuals from the president's political party. It's not the best. We have a crucial election ahead of us. The way the president of this country is going, he's collapsing everything that has been built so far as democracy of this country is concerned. These crucial elections, thank God, the incumbent president is done with his tenure. So, for me, his goal or his aim for this country is to live a country in peace. One that is stabilized. One that is peaceful. At least, if it's not remembered for anything at all, we will say that when President Akufo-Addo was leaving this office, the country was peaceful. The country was stabilized. Okay, but the way it's going, because the very moment you try to do something that your political counterpart feels that it will jeopardize the elections, that is not fair to them, that is where the challenge starts. But this president does not care. You look at these people, there's Bosman Asari already there. In fact, he's done same with the courts and we were quiet over it. His appointment of judges to the courts was one of the things he's done that, we came here, sat here and said what we will say, but he said nothing about it, and that is it. They are working. There's Bosman Asari, and we know his stance. And there are chances he's made in the past that points to the fact that there's no way he's going to be neutral. Okay, he's there. The electoral commissioner herself is there. People have alleged that he's related by blood to the first lady and all that. And in fact, her actions in the last how many years have shown that this woman cannot be independent. You get it? Then now we are seeing somebody whose utterances are like, shows that he's more political, he's more NPP than the chairman of the party. A card-bearing member, for that matter, of the NPP is going to add up to the numbers at the Electoral Commission. What is the president doing?